What did you say? I didn't hear you. Come again. Was that another coughing I heard? How about I show you around this place? We'll visit some old friends. Hey, come back here. You aren't going anywhere. Why are you trying to leave? Because I told you, stay 72 hours in Chernobyl and you die. Here's why. It's me. Welcome to my channel. There's a place on Earth where time is frozen. A place without laughter, without footsteps, only silence and dust. And death buried beneath the surface. If you ever visit, you'd be smart to limit your stay to just 24 hours. 72 hours and you die. You may think you can survive 3 days there. You'd be wrong. On April 26, 1986, a nuclear test went horribly wrong at reactor No. 4. The blast shattered the roof of the building. A fireball of radioactive particles shot skyward. Flames reached 7 miles up and spread 7 miles wide, flinging debris, people, animals, and radiation across the surrounding area. What they were doing, no one knew until the next morning when the reactor had cooled. The residents of nearby Pripyat were not told anything. Instead, watching the glowing reactor from their balconies. Children played outside. It took 36 hours for the evacuation to begin, but for many, the damage was already done. Today, Chernobyl is a 1,000 square mile exclusion zone. The streets are silent, overgrown, and deadly. You probably don't want to visit anyway. Even if you do, you shouldn't stay more than 72 hours. Staying that long means you're taking your life into your own hands, because radiation is invisible. You can't see it, you can't smell it, but it can see you, and it will attack you from within. 3 kinds of radiation exist in Chernobyl: alpha, beta, and gamma radiation. Alpha is blocked by skin, beta by clothing, but gamma? It slices through bone, flesh, and organs, targeting your DNA, your white blood cells, and your bone marrow. It can kill in days or silently destroy you over years. Even today, hotspots exist where standing for 1 minute gives you the same exposure as 100 chest X-rays. So on your first day in Chernobyl, you explore the eerily silent town. The air is still. The buildings are empty, but intact. You wander through a decaying school or past the rusted bumper cars of the abandoned amusement park. You're alone. Nature is reclaiming the land. Vines weave between buildings. Trees push through cracks in the pavement. Animals roam freely and dolphins leap in the lake. But with every step, radioactive dust clings to your boots. You breathe in cesium-137 and strontium-90. Isotopes that embed into your lungs and bones. You won't feel pain. Not yet, but the clock has started ticking. By day 2, the dose of radiation you received yesterday starts to make you sick. You feel tired, weak, and nauseous. The world around you blurs. You might start vomiting. Your mouth bleeds. Hair falls out in clumps. This is acute radiation syndrome. Inside you, your bone marrow is dying. Your immune system is collapsing. Red blood cells can't carry oxygen. Even if you escape now, the damage is done. You'll likely die within weeks. And if you survive, leukemia or cancer may still come knocking years later. You think you can hide from Chernobyl? You'd be wrong. When you entered the zone, you became part of it. Now the sickness will follow you home, settle into your bones, lurk in your cells. Every organ is affected. Nothing is safe. No part of you is safe. Chernobyl doesn't kill instantly. It waits. It follows you home in your lungs, in your bloodstream, and in your future. Your body is now a battleground. Every cell could be the one that turns rogue. The whole time you were walking around the exclusion zone, more cesium and strontium were gathering in your body. These radioactive elements will continue to decay, causing further damage to your DNA. Even if you return home, you'll always be radioactive. But you might not realize it immediately. For the first few days after your visit, your symptoms will likely go unnoticed or mistaken for something else. Fatigue and weakness could be shrugged off as jet lag or the flu. Nausea and a loss of appetite could be blamed on a stomach bug. Then the changes start to happen. First, your hair begins to fall out. Then your skin develops severe rashes and blisters. If you examine your body closely, you'll find new dark spots scattered across your arms, legs, and torso. These are hemorrhagic skin lesions caused by radiation, destroying the delicate capillaries beneath your skin. It's the same in your mouth, which will develop painful ulcers and lesions. At this stage, swallowing becomes torture. Breathing becomes torture. With each breath, you inflict more damage deep within your lungs. You'll cough constantly. Then the bleeding begins. First a nosebleed, then blood in the urine and feces. Next, the real damage appears, internal bleeding. You can't see it, but it's happening. Under your skin, inside your organs, your entire circulatory system has become a disaster area. Blood leaks into your organs, swelling them, shutting them down. In the worst cases, the body simply explodes. Blood pours out of every orifice. Then comes unconsciousness. And finally, after days of torment, death. But these are only the physical effects. Radiation damages your DNA, which means your entire genetic makeup has changed. Your offspring may suffer deformities, birth defects, cancer, or die before birth. And while you're still alive, radiation also clouds your mind. Neuroses are common, as are psychoses. Anxiety, depression, paranoia, and schizophrenia are just a few of the disorders that may appear. The same is true for anyone who shared your food and water. Think about it. After the incident at Chernobyl, everyone was evacuated. All except one man. He stayed behind. His name was Valery Legasov. He worked at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant as the deputy chief engineer. He became known as the hero of Chernobyl because he made the ultimate sacrifice to save countless lives. He died of radiation poisoning 10 days after the incident. In the following decades, scientists, firefighters, soldiers, and other workers who tried to contain the disaster suffered similar fates. Each of them, like you, got too close to the zone. Each of them succumbed to radiation poisoning. This is what will happen to you if you stay in Chernobyl for 72 hours. It's not a myth or a rumor. It's science fact. But the truth is far scarier. That's just the physical and mental damage you'll experience. More lurks beneath the surface. When you ventured into the exclusion zone, you also entered a parallel dimension of sorts. Time moved slower. Everything was different. It's almost like you stepped back in time. You saw homes filled with toys, parks with children's laughter, grocery stores filled with food. You touched a keyboard, sat on a bench, took photos, maybe even sat down for a meal. But the reality is none of that exists anymore. Everything you experienced in Chernobyl is gone. The people, the places, even the buildings. Take the abandoned amusement park. Who knows how much radiation remains in those rides? Or the school with its decaying textbooks and teacher's lounge. Imagine touching a chalkboard covered in calculations from teachers who are no longer there to explain them. You'll take home memories, souvenirs, and radiation. Walking through Chernobyl is like walking through a graveyard. You're surrounded by death. It's in the air you breathe, the water you drink, the ground you stand on. Death is everywhere. You can't escape it. You can't avoid it. You can't outrun it. It's always there waiting for you, like a shadow. And that's the scariest part. You might not feel anything now. You might not notice any changes for days or even weeks. But radiation works slowly. It's patient. It waits. One day you'll get sick. You'll start losing your hair. Then your skin will crawl with sores and blisters. Eventually you'll bleed, then pass out, then die. Chernobyl claims victims like this all the time. People enter the zone thinking they're invincible. They think they can escape the radiation or outrun the clock, but they can't. So if you want to survive, you better keep moving. Don't stop to explore. Don't sit down. Don't eat or drink anything. Just keep going. Get out of Chernobyl before it gets under your skin, into your bloodstream, and in your DNA. Don't make plans for what you'll see, because nothing's there anymore. What exists in Chernobyl is a place where time is frozen, where everything is silent, where death lingers around every corner. It's a warning to humanity, a grave reminder of what we're capable of. And it's waiting for you to step closer so it can claim you forever. This has been very dark. Subscribe for more terrifying tales and mysterious videos.